Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. That's because the NHL had their All-Star break, but we're back and we've got the Hockey Squirrel back with us. How's it going there, man?
Hey man, did you miss me?
I did miss you. I know all the audience here definitely missed all the winners you've been cranking out, but hopefully you were able to take a step back and maybe catch a little break during the All-Star break.
Yeah, I did. And, I actually put out a couple videos on my YouTube channel for NBA, and I went 2-0 and 2-0, so 4-0 in the NBA there. So kind of continued the streak, but kind of just dipping my toes back into the water here. Things tend to get a little bit strange after the All-Star break from year to year. It's just kind of been this time of the year where you kind of get to that final push, and maybe you have some teams that are rejuvenated to, make a push in the standings, or, you get players that are a little more rested, and just a lot of moving pieces to kind of analyze. But nonetheless, we still have bets today. So
All right, we'll lean on your expertise to kind of navigate us through that tricky waters. You went 1-1 last week. We only had you on Tuesday's episode again as that All-Star break, but you're hot, man. You're 10-4. You said you went a couple 2-0s while you weren't with us, so let's just jump right on to it.
yeah,
Let's get the people some winners. So I'll kick it over
yeah,
to
let's
you. What
do
do you
it.
got for us tonight?
Cool. Well, as usual, two bets. We'll start with the earlier game that I have, which is the Penguins and the Bruins, which I think should be an excellent matchup. After kind of analyzing everything really in the projections for stats, I have very, very low projections for the over 5.5, meaning it would be a good underplay. And the money massively agrees with that as well. As there's an overwhelming amount of money and tickets, I believe, on the under. And if we look at both teams, really, this comes down to, I think, the defensive end of each team. I think we're expecting Tristan Jarry today for the Penguins, although they're on the road. And Tuukka Rask, I believe, is on injured reserve as well. So we get Jeremy Swayman. But either way, I'm fine with it. And the defensive capabilities of both teams are excellent, especially on the side of the Bruins being at home. Everything looks pretty healthy for the roster today, not missing too terribly much, especially in the defensive end, other than Zaboral, Trent Frederick as well. And we talked about Rask being out. So what may drive down the score a bit on the side of the Penguins is the center depth that they lose today, with Evgeny Malkin and Teddy Bluger being your second and third line center, now pushing Jeff Carter back into the lineup, Evan Rodriguez and Brian Boyle. So I do believe this is the roster, at least for center depth, that we saw at the beginning of the season, or at some point during the first half of the season there. And not that it's bad. They still surprised, I think, with that roster. But to take any depth out of the team that should be there, that is especially high-level talent like Evgeny Malkin, I think it hits the depth for sure of the third and fourth lines, especially not having Jason Zucker as well. I think would be the only other guy that you're missing. Louis Domingue, not a huge deal here, because he would be, I guess, probably third string goaltender at this point, under Tristan Jarry and Casey DeSmith. So you're missing a winger and two center depth pieces here. But again, the defense is fully intact. We've got their number one goaltender, and at least in projections, we're expecting maybe 4 or 5 goals roughly. So I would expect maybe a 2-2 game, a 3-2 game at the final result. Could it go over? Yes, absolutely. But when the projections are there, the money's there, and we can make a case for it in the goaltending, in the defensive rosters, missing a few pieces for offensive weaponry for the Penguins, that is what I will choose to do, is go under 5.5. And I think you got that at plus money, right?
Yeah, so I got that while you were talking over at DraftKings. So we'll go Penguins, Bruins under 5.5 goals at plus 105 over at DraftKings. I love a good
Awesome.
under. I sweat from the second that game starts. My ass starts to get sweaty. Let me tell you. When do you start sweating? Is it 3 goals, 4 goals? Obviously, you're sweating at 5 goals. So when are you starting to sweat? Because I'm sweating right from when the
Yeah,
puck is dropped.
Yeah, usually if we get that goal in like the first 5 minutes, I kind of get that sinking feeling where it's like, oh boy, it's going to be one of those like wide open, like, loose type games. But otherwise, that like end of the third period where like you'll be like, oh, I got this. It's like 1-1. And all of a sudden there's like 3 goals scored in like 2 minutes. And then you have that like ass clench for the last like 2 minutes. You're just
Yeah.
biting your nails. Yeah. That's never fun. And if you could ask my girlfriend, the one thing that I say more than anything in a night is, here we go again, babe. Why is it always like this? Why is it always like this? Because it's always the last like 60 seconds. You're just, sweating.
Sweating. All right. Well, we don't really get many unders from you. This is a very rare under. We've been cashing overs. Let's see if now we can't cash at under 5.5 in Penguins versus Bruins. Did I hear second bet? I thought I heard music to me. I thought I heard second bet.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. What do we got for you?
A later game here tonight. It's going to be the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers playing at home. So I have pretty strong projections of around 56 to 60% on this game. I think because this is prior data, you would have been playing, or Vegas would have been playing without Max Pacioretty for those games. So he does come back into the lineup tonight, but as you and I had kind of talked about a little bit prior to this video, there is kind of something to a player who is coming back into the lineup who hasn't played for a while, that, it's really kind of an adjustment period, right? To get back into the game, kind of, maybe the conditioning aspect of it or whatever, especially at a high level. Pacioretty comes back, and that's obviously a dangerous weapon. Having to watch out for Mark Stone. They have the veteran leadership, and a lot of these guys have been in and out of the lineup. I know we've had a lot of, injury, COVID protocols with Mark Stone, especially. He's been back and forth. Pacioretty's been in and out with injury and whatnot. So to watch out for the key guys of Marchessault, Pacioretty, Mark Stone, and Dadonov, definitely something to keep in mind. But again, that pickup of Evander Kane for the rest of the year for the Oilers, I think really, really helps round out this team. Now it drops Draisaitl down to the second line, which usually he was on that second line anyway, but the depth you gain from not having Draisaitl, McDavid, and Puljujarvi all on the top line is incredible, because now your third and fourth lines become basically on some teams' first lines, right? And that's where the scoring depth becomes very dangerous. And last I looked, they were still around like a 30% power play. So another scary side of the Edmonton Oilers if the Vegas Knights get into trouble with taking penalties. The defense is pretty healthy, and we get our number one guy here, Mike Smith, in goal, which we haven't seen for a while either. And is there a scare of him coming back into the roster like we just talked about with Pacioretty? Is there an adjustment period for Mike Smith potentially? Sure. But I would rather have him than probably taking some of those third and fourth kind of string goaltenders that we've been seeing on this team. But again, the goaltending isn't really why I've ever bet on the Oilers, recently in the last couple of years. It's that massive offensive weaponry. And when I'm seeing upwards of, the high 50 or 60% mark, and we're getting even money on that team, they're at home, got Mike Smith back, you've got Evander Kane to kind of offset the Pacioretty return, I'm completely fine with taking even odds on that game.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll do the Vegas Golden Knights against the Edmonton Oilers, and we're on Oilers money line, and you can get that right now at plus 105 over at Bet Rivers or Barstool, same book. So we got two plus 105 bets. I absolutely like that. Love two dogs going into the night. Love that. And Mike Smith doesn't need any adjustment. He's just going to jump right back in and stop every damn shot that comes out. No adjustment. Nah.
Yeah.
Pacioretty, I think is what you pronounce it. He needs an adjustment, not Smith.
Yeah, man, that's for sure tonight.
All right, so obviously we appreciate those two bets, but I know you probably got a lot else going on. It looks like there's a lot of hockey games. What else do you have going on at hockeysquirrel.com?
Yeah, I have additional bets definitely today. I think four additional. So I'm going to go 6 tonight, which is a little heavier than normal, I guess. But those days have been working out. When I have 4 or 5, 6 bets, I've been going 4-0, 4-1, whatnot. I think so the last month and a half here, roughly, I'm up, I want to say around 15 units or something like that. So doing quite well over there. And yeah, so again,
right.
as always, the educational videos and whatever, the daily picks, I do separate member videos and everything every day at the website. So
Make sure you grab all that information from this video description. His website information, hockeysquirrel.com, his Twitter, and of course his YouTube information is all in this video description. Go check him out. He's the Hockey Squirrel. He comes here every Tuesday and Thursday and gives us nothing but the greatest NHL winners, and we appreciate him for stopping by. Look forward to cashing these bets tonight, and yeah, see you back here on Thursday. Thanks, man.
awesome. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.